And welcome back. Well, women have it rough. Consider this. Women are twice as likely as men to have difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep. So what gives?
Exactly. Does that seem fair?
I think we just have so much on our mind. We're multitaskers.
Yes, we are.
We can't put it aside.
The wheels are always spinning, even when we're trying to fall asleep. Deb Sinclair Reed is a nurse practitioner at the Sleep Wellness Institute, and she is here with more on why a woman's sleep is unique. And I don't know if being unique is all that good, I have to say.
I would say that's true. Women really haven't been studied until more recently. Most of the studies that were done with men. And so as they've looked at women and realized, well, gee, there's some changes that women go through, they decided maybe it needed to be studied better. Women don't necessarily present with the same sorts of symptoms that men would present with, and not a lot of people ask women. You know, women go to their gynecologist every year, and they're asked about all kinds of other health issues, but I'm not sure that they're asked specifically about sleep. I know when I was doing gynecology, I didn't ask specifically about sleep. It's important, though, because it colors the way you feel about the rest of your day and really the way you feel about yourself, too.
Right, and how your relationships shake out, because when you're not getting sleep, you don't feel good enough to communicate well or control your temper or your emotions even.
That's true. Yeah, you can be very moody. Insomnia is one of the classic symptoms of a sleep disorder, and it's very common. Everybody has insomnia at some time in their lives, but it can be more long-term for some people.
And over the past few decades, I wonder, women have played a more important role in the workplace.
Absolutely.
And I wonder, too, if that has anything to do with or it contributes to the sleep problems that we have.
Absolutely. I think that as women have taken up multiple roles, they try to do a little bit of everything, and they don't leave any time for themselves. And so it's not uncommon for women to get fewer than the 7 hours, at least 7 hours of sleep that they need every night. They're too busy, making sure that the kids are ready, making sure that the dog's fed or whatever, and they just don't have time for themselves. And sleep tends to be at the bottom of the list. So they're constantly fatigued and sleepy, and they just accept that as being normal. That's what they expect. To be normal. To be normal is to be sleepy.
I would assume that this can affect women at any age. Does the menstrual cycle have anything to do with it, and the difference in hormones at different times of the month?
Absolutely. I think that when you have PMS, you know that you're a little bit more moody, you're on edge, you feel kind of agitated, and you're not going to sleep well then. In the thick of your menstrual cycle, you've got cramps, and the cramps will wake you up in the night, and that'll prevent you from getting good sleep. You just don't feel well. You don't feel like yourself.
And I think that's especially true from what I hear from women who are menopausal and dealing with heat flashes, and sleep really seems to be disturbed during that time of life. You have some great tips to getting suggestions for really a better night's sleep, starting with maintaining a comfortable, safe environment for sleeping. And I think that seems somewhat obvious, but really it's important. We hear this too, but go to bed and get up at the same time. Yes. Every day.
So important.
It's a bad habit when you start to allow yourself to go to bed later and later and later, and then you allow yourself to sleep in, and pretty soon you can't go to sleep until later in the evening, and you can't get up in the morning, and that's when you need to be at your prime.
Because my problem's switching it up on weekends.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the shifting of your cycle,
work
of your
versus weekend.
Exactly.
Maintain structured daily activities. This is a good one as it relates to our diet. Avoid fatty, spicy foods that are likely to cause indigestion or heartburn. Exercise regularly, but probably not too close to bedtime,
That's exactly right. Exercise produces endorphins, which are, they kind of get you jazzed up. You feel really good about yourself, but you don't want to be all jazzed up like that right before bed.
I know you also say you should seek medical advice if frequent or extended you've had problems or difficulty falling asleep, staying asleep. And this also I think seems obvious, but avoid caffeine before bed.
Absolutely.
And for some people that could be 6 hours before they go to bed.
I have to avoid it after 3 o'clock.
Sure, absolutely. It takes about 6 hours to get it out of your system, but folks just don't even think about it. They'll have a cup of coffee with supper, you know?
Yeah.
And so 4 hours later they think they're going to sleep and they can't fall asleep, or perhaps even worse, they can't stay asleep.
Yeah, or you go out to dinner, you have a soda, you don't even think, oh, I'm also taking in caffeine at the same time.
Yeah.
When should somebody see a healthcare provider as it relates to their sleep?
Well, snoring is not necessarily normal, so if you're told you snore, you should be evaluated. If you have insomnia, other than just the occasional things because there's a strange stressor in your life that's brief, if you feel like you're not getting good, peaceful sleep, if you're always sleepy when you get up in the morning, you can't roll out of bed, your concentration is poor, your ability to remember things is poor. All of those might be an indicator that your sleep isn't good and that you need to be evaluated better.
And that's a good time to make a call to the Sleep Wellness Institute. Here's their information. If any of those hit home with you, give a call to them at 414-336-3000. They're located on 102nd Street in West Allis. You can also go to the website sleepwellandlive.com to hear more from the Sleep Wellness Institute. Very important issue.
And you have specific sleep information available for women. They can call to request a brochure, which is great. Thank you.
Thanks for being here, Deb.
My pleasure.
Good information.
Thank you.